hop up here, kids. Mommy and Daddy have a story to share with you today.
What's up, party fans?
Today we are going to be telling our kids and you guys the story of how we met and fell in love. All right, Daddy's going to kick it off. Go ahead, Daddy. All right, kiddos, Mommy and Daddy are going to tell you a story about how we met and fell in love. Are you ready to hear how Mommy and Daddy met?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Come over here and sit down.
Mommy was 13 years old and Derek was 15. And Mommy was in middle school, Daddy was in high school, and Mommy had a date with a different boy, a whole different person, not Daddy. But
that is not
this boy and Mommy were too shy. So Daddy came along as the wingman with this boy.
And guess what Daddy did?
And Daddy stole the show. Derek was super outgoing. He brought me out of my shell. This other dude was kind of like left in the dust because Derek and I were hitting it off.
Hey, anyways, after that, we didn't talk for a year. I didn't even talk to her. I didn't even poop your pants. I don't even think I asked your name.
No,
or nothing.
Daddy pooped the bed.
We were starting to really like each other.
Yes.
But we weren't supposed to because Mommy was with somebody else and Daddy was there as a friend.
Mommy was too young.
And Mommy was only 13. I wasn't really looking for a boyfriend.
Mommy was too young for Daddy.
But so a whole year went by. Mommy and Daddy never talked or saw each other ever. But Mommy got to high school. Things were changing for Mommy. I was starting to be more open to boys, and I was just like more out of my shell. Less shy, a little bit.
I've always been shy.
I know, but I was a little less shy. Daddy was a football player, and Mommy was a cheerleader.
Oh yeah, football.
And one of my friends, not sure who, dared me to tell Eric, good game, after the football game. So literally Derek walked by me, and I said, hey Derek, good game.
Good game, Derek.
That's all I said. And Derek said, thanks. And then Daddy got on the bus with all the football players, and he asked my ex-boyfriend.
It was love at first sight.
Yes, Daddy was really interested in me after I talked to him.
So I literally sat down beside Ashley's old boyfriend. Do you know that? On purpose. He was already in the seat. I sat beside him. And the first thing I said was, dude, I said, hey man, I know you and Ashley were a thing. Do you mind if I get her number? I'd like to say thanks for telling me a good game.
So then, later that night, I got a text. I actually was on the ride home from the football game. Derek texted me that fast.
Quickly.
I was like, who is this? He's like, Derek Hardig. And I was like, why are you texting me? One of my friends wanted me to say hi to you. Again, like it was a thing where we weren't supposed to be talking, but somehow Derek got my number and made it happen. Derek and I texted back and forth on our phones, texting each other for a couple weeks, and we just weren't, I mean, Daddy really wanted me.
I was trying hard.
I was kind of not interested.
She was hot. You were hot. She was hot.
And then how did we get together?
This is where it started. Me and Ashley did not hang out at all during all this texting. But we were having homecoming, a dance that where everybody goes to at the school. And I had a date already. And it was, I got dared to ask a younger girl to be my date. It wasn't really a dare, but it was like, hey, why not, you know? Well, the younger girl did some things that I did not like at all. So I dropped her the night before the dance. I text Ashley that night. I text Mommy that night and said, hey, we should dance at the dance together. Because Mommy's going with a different boy. And Mommy said,
what?
We should.
I was like, you're literally going to homecoming by yourself?
I went to homecoming by myself.
And then I just went to homecoming with like a friend. So Derek and I definitely planned to like meet up. We really wish we could go to the dance together. but
We did, yeah.
I already had a date, so it was too late. So Derek and I got to the homecoming dance, and we found each other on the dance floor, and we literally danced together all night long.
All night.
All night long.
Every
just mommy and daddy.
single
We
song.
didn't dance with anybody else.
There was one song you did dance with your date because you felt like you had to.
Oh, okay.
It was a slow dance song.
Oh. Other than that, Derek and I were grinding.
Oh, we were getting down. You got told to leave space
Stop.
for Jesus. Literally. There's a girl that would walk around with the spray bottle, the wet one,
Yeah.
and she'd spray us and say, leave space for Jesus. You don't remember
I
that?
don't remember that.
Yes.
Huh.
She-
So, after that, mommy and daddy went and stargazed, which is where you, like, lay out in the country and
All
just
you
look at the
country people
stars.
know what I'm talking about.
Stargazing.
We went on the back country road with my truck, and we laid on the hood of my car and
And
stargazed.
we had our very first kiss that night. The first time we ever kissed.
It's mommy. Under the stars after a dance. While we're listening to nice country music on the radio.
And that was the night that I was like, alright.
It's too bad I'm giving her last kiss.
Uh-oh. No! Oh. That night was very eventful because that was the night that my truck wouldn't start. And she was supposed to get back home, and so I had to call one of my buddies to come out and jumpstart my truck. Because I wasn't calling my mom and dad.
Because we weren't supposed to be doing that.
We were supposed to be together.
So that was the night that I was like, wow, I think I do really like this guy. Like, I can remember to this day how nervous I felt that night. Derek, like, took his shirt off to use it as a pillow for me on the hood of the car, and I was just like laying on his naked chest, and I felt like being a 13-year-old, maybe 14. I was like,
You were 14.
I was 14,
time.
so I was just like, it was crazy. I mean, it's that classic 14-year-old story, like when you get your first boyfriend. So after that, I started pressuring Derek to ask me to be his girlfriend. Back in those days, I don't know how it is now for people who date, but you had to make it official. Like, you had to ask me to be your girlfriend if you wanted me to be your girlfriend.
That's
You
right.
don't just like casually date. I needed it formal. Everybody did.
It was basically begging me to ask her to be my girlfriend for a while.
How did you get your mom and dad?
How did we become mom and dad?
No, how did you get your mom and dad?
We
Did
were
they-
born from them.
Momo's my mom and Papa's my dad.
Was Gigi and Papa?
And that Gigi and Papa is Daddy's parents.
Excuse me.
I know, buddy. It's a lot.
But
Officially started dating when I was 14. Derek was 16.
Mommy and daddy.
I know, it's kind of weird. So we dated off and on through high school.
Ooh.
What?
Our first date. Where was it?
Oh, our first date was at Applebee's.
Applebee's.
And I'm fancy like Applebee's on a date night.
Applebee's is the
get
place
a
to go.
the shot and get on your other leg.
I went to Ashley's house. As soon as I got there, I met her parents. I shook her dad's hand. We talked a little bit about myself and what me and Ashley were doing that night and when we'd be back home. And so I took her out on a hot date.
And I
at
remember
Applebee's.
thinking, Derek, he was such a gentleman, so, like, formal about everything. Literally like a storybook man. Like, Prince Charming type of stuff. I'm not kidding. I was, like, mesmerized by you. I thought you were so different than, like, all the other guys.
It helps being raised up as a country boy. We
We're
hung
basically
out.
together every single day, all
Constantly.
through high school. Aside from the times when we, like, broke up. If we were dating, we were together 24/7.
I love warm hugs. I love warm hugs.
That is the story of how Mommy and Daddy met and fell in love. Do you have any questions?
That is a good idea. I said one question.
What's your question?
I love it.
That's not a question. You haven't been listening. Do you have any questions?
No, I'm not kidding.
Guys, that's the end of our video. That's how we met. That's how we were high school sweethearts. There's a lot of pieces to it. It's crazy how like little things starting from the beginning added to where we're at now.
Yay!
Everything everything that happened to us in high school shaped our relationship into what it is today. So, happened for a reason. Alright guys, see you on the next one.
See ya.
Bye.
Yeah, baby.